But I got a hot take. I got a hot take on the cameos. Do we feel like Deadpool and Wolverine utilize their cameos better than the cameos in Multiverse of Madness?
Remind me of all the cameos from Multiverse of Madness.
We had John, I can't remember his last name, but Jim from The Office as Mr. Fantastic. We had the actress who plays Maria Rambeau in Captain Marvel as Captain. She was actually Captain Marvel. Haley Atwell as Captain Carter. Professor X, the OG Professor X, came back. And then they had, I believe it's the same actor from the Inhuman series that they put on Hulu, came back as Black Bolt.
Personally, I was just so overly excited about Professor X that I think I'm going to have bias towards that. Like, the Human Torch was good in this one, but they also had Mr. Fantastic in that one. And, like, I was so excited with Professor X. I'm not a comic book nerd. So when I'm paying attention to the movies that I enjoyed historically from Marvel and Fox, I was like, I rock with Professor X. Wesley Snipes and all of them, I ain't have much of a tie to them. And X-23, I was like, she a good. I would love to see what they do with the character, but I was like, I don't know what y'all finna do.
Well, not so much how you feel about them. Do you feel like they use the cameos? If you looking at the way they use the cameos in Deadpool and Wolverine, and how they use the cameos in Multiverse of Madness, which one would you say? Which movie do you feel like utilized their cameos better?
Multiverse of Madness, because the only cameo that had oomph in Deadpool was probably Chris Evans as Human Torch. I don't feel like the other ones had much impact. Like, it was fun. Channing Tatum was funny. Don't get me wrong with that voice stuff, but I feel like Professor X and all of them added a lot of oomph to the story and like what could come next in Multiverse of Madness. For me,
I would disagree. You so caught up in Professor X and them showing up that you forgot they died 5 minutes later.
I thought it was cool. It added something for me. I just don't have ties to the characters.
What did it?
What did it add? What did Professor X showing up and Wanda getting his ass the next 5 minutes do for the rest of that story?
Because I'm like, he's one of the ultimate mutants and he just got wiped out like that. That was crazy. It just made her look super strong. And I had ties to those characters. I don't have much emotions for the characters that they used in Deadpool, being honest. Like, I forgot that Chris Evans was Human Torch. So, like, I didn't have much ties to any of these folks. So, for me, Multiverse of Madness did it better.
I feel like Deadpool. Go ahead, Antoine.
I understand what you're saying. I did like seeing Wesley Snipes and the Human Torch. Chris Evans is Human Torch. So I gotta go towards Deadpool. But I feel you though. I hear what you're saying.
I feel like Deadpool and Wolverine did it better because them folks actually got to fight. Them folks in Multiverse of Madness did not get to fight. They did not get.
Didn't get Mr. Fantastic turned to silly string, like when he was in the fight. Did Mr. Fantastic get turned to silly string or something?
Yes.
I thought that was funny.
As far as utilizing the cameos to their full capacity and them not being cameos just to be cameos, I have to give it to Deadpool and Wolverine.
Just show up and die.
It's basically what happened in Multiverse of Madness. They all sat there in them chairs, and Wanda took care of them. It was like that. They teased. I could go on a rant on how they teased some of them cameos just for wanting to show up and body y'all.
I was kind of disappointed in that. I was like, well, damn.
Deadpool and Wolverine, we got to see the people. We got to see them interact with the main characters. We got to see them fight, use their abilities. Like we got a full like story from their perspective of how the TVA basically effed them over. I feel you though. I feel you. I feel you. I feel like Deadpool and Wolverine used their cameos way better than Multiverse of Madness. It was like, think of the worst thing you can do with somebody's corpse. Okay.
But it worked. For adamantium, it worked.
Yeah.
Indeed. I was just like, this is insane. Like,